Hey everyone, welcome to a new executable items tutorial. In this case, I will explain you how to create a bag of items. We already made a bag of ender pearls, but some people have been asking how to pick them up or how to take the items from it since they want to create like a bag. So I will create it from zero, like if I wouldn't know how to create it. Let's do that. First of all, I will delete this item and let's create our bag, HD bag. So my idea will be to store cobblestone and different type of cobblestone. First of all, the material, you will set anything you want, like this is your place. But the function of the bag is what I'm going to explain. Let's create a variable where we are going to store the amount of material we have. So first of all, the variable of cobblestone. It will start at 0. Then we will add another types of stones, but for starting, cobblestone. Okay, and I will show how many cobblestone do we have. So this is a bag. Cobblestone, and we will display the amount of cobblestone. Okay, so if we pick it, it says 0. Perfect. Now I will set the name to bag. And the idea is ready. Now we're storing the amount of cobblestone into a variable, but we have to make the function of it. So I will store the stuff with Shift right click, and I will pick them up with Shift left click. Yeah, that will be the idea. So Shift right click first to pick them, how to store cobblestone. So right click activator with the condition if shifting, and it will only work if I click air. I don't want it to work if I click a block. And it will say cobblestone stored. Let's see if it works. If I shift right click, cobblestone stored. Perfect. We are creating from 0. Right now it doesn't do anything. Now, the part where we are going to store. As I said, I will create it as I wouldn't know how to do it. So we have to know how many cobblestone do we have. We have to check those items. If you search on the wiki, you will find that A can't do that because it can't check how many items. So we would need to, I will share the whole screen, to use Google Chrome and placeholder AP. If you use this plugin, it allows you to get information related to many plugins. We go to placeholders, and here you have all the stuff that you can get. For example, from custom advancements to placeholders, etc., etc. In this case, we're going to use the ones from the expansion check item. So you have to install this plugin, and we will use the expansion check item. That would need to baby ecload download check item, and then baby reload. Okay, how are we going to use it? We're going to store, or we're going to get the amount of items of cobblestone. So check item amount. We're going to test if it works with baby parse. Check item amount mat cobblestone. It says 0. Okay, what if I get some cobblestone? It says 128. Perfect. So what are we going to do? In our bag, we're going to modify the variable of cobblestone with the amount of cobblestone we have. And now we have to delete that cobblestone we already stored. And that will be on player commands. With the same thing. Ooh, I wrote something wrong, no? Oh, that's right, it's right. With the same thing, but instead of check item normal, we're going to remove it. So remove, and that's it. Let's see if it works. Right now, cobblestone 0, and I have that cobblestone. I shift right click and cobblestone stored, and we can see that the cobblestone didn't was added. Why? Because cobblestone, perfect. Let's debug it. As I said, I will make it as if we don't know how to do it. Maybe because it is removing it before the modification. Delete tick 1. Let's see. Cobblestone. And now it worked. Okay, that's the idea. To get some errors and being able to fix it. Remaining uses 1. I don't like that. I don't like how it looks. So I will check it again so it doesn't say that anymore. Perfect. So we have cobblestone, shift right click, and it gets stored. Now I want to pick them up with shift left click. Okay. Let's add another activator. I hope you understood. I will make a summarize how we do that. We created a variable of cobblestone and we are storing the amount of cobblestone we have with this placeholder, and after one tick with this placeholder we are removing it. Okay, perfect. Now we have to pick cobblestone from the bag. That will be a player left click, only air, and with condition if shifting. With this, when I click here and I press no value, it means that if the player is not shifting and the player left clicks, there will no be error message such as this activator requires you to shift. I don't want that to be shown. Perfect. And now a message like you have picked 64 cobblestones. And we will give the player 64 cobblestones. Execute, run, give, player, cobblestone 64. Oh, sorry, I missed the slash. Okay, now we're giving the player 64 cobblestone, but we have to remove the cobblestone from the variable. So into variable, we will modify the variable cobblestone with minus 64. Perfect. It looks fine, doesn't it? Shift left click and I pick them up. Perfect. There may be an error. If you already find it, I'm proud of you. If I take them up, and I can still pick cobblestone even though the variable is not able, is minus than 0. Why? Because we didn't add a condition. We have to go here, and when we pick 64 cobblestone, we must make sure the variable has 64 cobblestone. So we're going to placeholder condition. Variable cobblestone must be greater or equals than 64. And if it doesn't happen, this bag doesn't have a 64 cobblestone. Perfect. Now let's see if it works. I will pick it. It doesn't have cobblestone. This bag doesn't have 64 cobblestone. Perfect. If I shift right click, cobblestone is stored, even though I don't have cobblestone in my inventory. We can add another condition to make that message only work if I have cobblestone in my inventory. So check item cobblestone must be superior or equals than 1. And if it doesn't happen, you don't have cobblestone to store. Perfect. Let's see if it works. If I shift left click, I don't have 64 cobblestone. And if I shift right click to store, you don't have cobblestone to store. If I get a log, some wood, here, something happens? No, everything is the same. What if I pick cobblestone? 1. I can't get because there is no cobblestone inside, but I can put the cobblestone inside. Now I can take it from here? No, because we made activator only being able to pick up cobblestone when it has at least 64. So let's pick it. 63, it doesn't work. But 64, it works. Perfect. Now our bag is ready. Literally, that's the idea of the bag. We will add one more with Andesite, and we will make it faster than before. We're going to add the load Andesite bar Andesite. And the Site. And the int part just because of aesthetic. And let's create the variable and the Site number 0. And just for show you a quick way or faster way, we can go to our path, plugins, executable items, items in our bag. We can copy the same activators we already did. And we can change some stuff. For example, number of the activator. It must be different than the others. And in this case, this one will say andesite stored. If you don't know what I'm doing here, you can do the same steps I did before manually, but this way is much faster. Andesite, check item amount andesite, 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 andesite. And I will explain what are we doing. Just wait a moment. Okay, this activator, the new one, because it has the green part here, it says andesite store and then remove the andesite. It will only work if the placeholder check item of andesite is greater or equals than 1. And if in that case, it will modify the variable andesite that we created in game here, variable andesite, by the amount of andesite we have. Then with left click, we will pick andesite, we will give it the player, and it will only work if the variable andesite is greater than 64. If that doesn't work, the item will say, hey, this bag doesn't have 64 andesite, and it will modify the variable andesite minus 64. Let's see if it works. A reload andesite, ACD back, and ACD back. Okay, andesite, perfect. Let's pick some random items just to make sure everything works. It doesn't work with normal items. If we pick cobblestone and andesite, It even works if you have it like disorder, for example, like this. It stores everything, 63 and 63, and I can't pick any of them. If I have one more of them, I can store them and then pick them up. And that's it. Now our bag is ready. It can be modified with many ways and you can get it better. For example, an idea would be able to pick, instead of 64, also pick 32 cobblestone. I will create it right now for you to see how it would look. And the part of left click, when we pick the cobblestone, this part, we will create it to work with 32 too. So HO, let's create another activator, left click, only air, if shifting, no message, and it will pick, you have picked 32 cobblestones. The variable cobblestone will decrease 32, and it will only work if the variable cobblestone is greater or equals than 32. And that's it. If I, yes, cobblestone 31, I can't pick it. If I have 32, doesn't work because I forgot the command. Yes. Execute, run, give, player, cobblestone 32. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Cobblestone 32, let's store it and let's pick it. Yep, it works now. So what if I have 64 stored? It will give me 64. But if I have 64 and 32, if I store it, it will give me both. Just because of the way it is working. If you don't want to work like that, only being able to do one of the activators, you can make the left click of the cobblestone that picks up 64 cobblestone, apply a cooldown to the another activator. So activator 4, other a cooldown will be to ASD. It is not here. ASD back. To the activators, activator 4, and a cooldown of 2 ticks. So now, if I store them, I will pick up only 64, and to being able to pick the 32, I have to click again. If you want to remove the you are in cooldown, you can remove the cooldown option from here. Just because of aesthetics, because it's the same idea. I have to click both times instead of one. Maybe because someone would like to only pick up from click and not being able to pick all the stuff at once. I don't know. It's the item you want. But that's the idea how bags works. You create variables, you create ways to store what you want to store in the bag, but you have to check with a condition you already have. I will show you in game so you can better understand. You have to make sure the player has that material, then store the amount in a variable and take the material of the player. Then if you want to give the materials, you have to make sure, hey, the variable has the materials. Then modify the variable so the materials are taken out from the variable and give the materials to the player. That's the idea. That's the way the bug works. I hope you understood. I have any question, just let out your mind. You can maybe create the same idea, but instead of right click or left click activators, with pickup items activator or with a loop activator that is always storing items if you are not shifting. Or maybe, for example, you can create a loop activator with a condition that if has executable item, so the bag that always pick up items into the bag only works if you have a certain chest plate. For example, I don't know, you can create many ideas, the miner chest plate. The idea, the function is there. You have to find a way to achieve what you want. Hope you understood, and see you.